As a digital futurist, keynote speaker, the most popular questions I'm getting about this app known as Clubhouse is, what is the future of this app, Brian? Is it truly as impactful as you believe it will be? And is it a game changer? There's only, a couple million, 6 million people on the app. And to me, the important thing for us to remember, and really this is happening with all early adoption and anything that we're looking at when it comes to transforming the way we communicate, is it's less about the app itself and more understanding why it's working and what elements of that are impacting the world. And for me, my core belief is that for the longest time, social media will not replace what we do offline. It will not replace a handshake. But if we do it well and we build trust and relationships, it'll give us the opportunity to have more handshakes and turn some handshakes into hugs and selfies and hanging out together. But the thing that's magical, and it started when I started looking at TikTok and understanding why people were creating on TikTok from non-traditional spaces. Let's just say from a lawyer to a doctor to stay-at-home moms. They kept saying, I never thought of myself as a creator. I never thought of myself as a storyteller, but I've always loved sharing and connecting with people. And I've always felt at home when I could find people that were like me. And TikTok enabled that for them to happen and find their people. And they realized that they didn't have to put on a show and they could do a trend and then they could kind of lean into it and start going. And for me, that was the essence of what TikTok's value became, is that how can we do that in our day-to-day lives? And what Clubhouse is doing, this audio-only format, is allowing us to have intimate, deep conversations, because you can't outsource it, you can't mail it in, you can't have someone else do this. And ultimately, if you truly are who you say you are, it will shine as you continue to show up in an audio-only format. But if you are a faker, or you sell unicorns, rainbows, and BS, you will be exposed. And for me, so much of this comes down to my belief that there are so many good people in this world doing good things. And the best way that we can fight fake news and bad news is not by trying to break that down or even talking about it, because it gives it more oxygen, it gives it more light. Rather, the best way for us to change the narrative, to put those things in the back, is to amplify those good people doing good things. And the magic is finding the platforms that allow us to tell our story, because I firmly believe that we all have a story to tell. We all have something that is more value than trying to convey that we're an expert. It's our own unique perspective. And the magic that I've found on a little app known as Clubhouse, which is kind of like a throwback to the Love Line, is it doesn't matter your race, your religion, your background. If you have a story to tell and you're willing to raise your hand or grab the mic or press the damn button, you have the ability to impact one person or share your story and have one person connect with you. And I don't care if you like underwater basket weaving and doing it in your socks. I believe when you find your people, that you not only feel as though you're empowered, but you feel as though what you're doing is worth doing. And I believe that no one in this world should feel alone. And I believe the number one way and best way for us to enable that to happen is for us to give everyone a voice, to allow everyone to tell their story, and ultimately empower and amplify the good people doing good things. Because if we truly want to drown out the bad news, the fake news, if we want to start changing the narrative around suicide and start switching that from a trend that's going up to a trend that's going down, to eventually we can eradicate this idea, is that we do have to remind people they are not alone. And we do not do that by highlighting the bad news and making examples of bad things. We do that by amplifying the great stories and the unique perspectives that we have, because we've learned here in 2020 that we are much more alike than we are different. And I'll leave you with this. Our vulnerabilities. I am ADHD superpowered. Going through a divorce. I am co-parenting. Our vulnerabilities are what connect us far more than our strengths. And when we empower each other to share our stories and put ourselves out there, we not only find our people, but we give others permission to be themselves, to be proud of who they are. to embrace what makes them different. To me, Clubhouse, it's not about the future of Clubhouse and the app itself. It's about the idea of intimacy, trust, relatability, and more so than anything else, our authentic, perfectly imperfect selves. And so for me, when I think about the future of Clubhouse, yes, the app will look 100% different a year from now, but that doesn't matter to me. I believe if we lean in to the good people doing good things and we be intentional with our time and how we're using these platforms to not only build relationships, but to build deep connections, but also remember to tell our story, to put ourselves out there while giving people access to who we are. That is how we change the world. That is how we make a difference. That is how, what I would say my life's mission and goal is. That's how we start to make people feel as though they're not alone. And if we could together make it to where no one feels that they're alone, that not only are they not alone, but their voice matters and their voice is heard, we'll live in that place that is more empathetic. We'll live in this world that highlights the achievements of those good people and ultimately make it a better place, not only for us today, but my kids and my grandkids. I challenge you, think about how you tell your story. Think about how you show up. Think about your commitment and your duty to tell your story, not for yourself, but so others feel like they have the permission to not only tell their story, but feel not alone. My name is Brian Fanzo. I'll see you soon.